I'm going to ask, and this is for the Learning Center. So Tom, if you could share again your name, your title, your department, and then answer this question. How much does tutoring cost at Oakton, and what other services does the area offer?
Awesome. Thank you very much, Alyssa. As Alyssa said, my name is Tom Hicks. I am Manager of Academic Success and Support. Basically, what that means for you and your students is I oversee the day-to-day operations of the Learning Center. The Learning Center, in a nutshell, provides academic support for students here at the college and district residents in 535. What that means is we provide tutoring, academic coaching for students, and in addition to that, academic skills workshops. The beautiful thing about where I get to work is that all of our services are free. They're covered via tuition and fees already, so there are no additional costs or hidden tricks behind the wall for your students to come in and receive services. So again, as I mentioned earlier, we have content-specific tutoring in like math, accounting, chemistry, biology, so on and so forth. We have writing tutoring. Again, I've seen in the chats a lot of questions about technology. Your student may be in a class where they need a graphing calculator. We can rent them out a calculator for $0 for the semester or the full academic year. Again, these are just some of our support services that we have to offer. I would be remiss if I did not mention our collaboration with our dear friends in Trio Student Support Services. We provide, well, SP's waving for you, at least in my bottom quarter, academic skills workshops throughout the semester, really geared towards walking your student through all the time-sensitive things like how to start off your classes really well, how to focus on time management, how to critically think, how to pull all those things together for either transition or add them to your cover letter. So I've talked enough. I want to hear from my colleagues. So thank you, welcome, and I hope to see you and your students in the Learning Center in the soon to near future. If you want, I'll be there tomorrow in displays. See you there.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much. Laura and Chris, I see you both are on here. And so if, again, you, whomever will answer the question, again, sharing your name, your title, the department, and then if you could please answer the question, what are the steps for requesting equal access for disability and accommodation services?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Laura Carangella. I work in the Access and Disability Resource Center at Oakton. My title is Assistive Technology Specialist as well as Accessibility Specialist. I work on the Skokie and Des Plaines campus when we're traditionally on campus. Currently, we are providing our services remote. In general, if a student is asking for accommodation support services, the first step would be is to go onto our website under requesting services and request an intake appointment online. During the intake, we'll give the student the option if they prefer phone or virtual via Google Meet or Zoom. And then we'll talk about just what type of accommodation support services they had, maybe in high school, or if they come from a different university, what strategies work for them, what type of learning style they may have. Students do need to submit disability documentation in order to receive accommodations. For example, it could be an IEP, which is an individual education plan. It could be a psychological report, a neurological report. We do have students that have disabilities due to a medical condition. So we may refer more to like medical documentation. We may ask to send documentation to your doctor for them to fill out. If you are a student that is receiving mental health services, we may reach out to your therapist or your psychiatrist. So it really depends on the student's disability and what type of documentation that would need to be submitted, but we'll talk further on those details during the intake. And then once proper documentation is provided, we'll review documentation and provide students with approved accommodations. We send students an email listing their approved accommodations and a link to request their accommodations. Students need to request their accommodations every semester or anytime they add or change a class. That accommodation request is then provided to our ADRC queue. We draft up what's called an accommodation letter. In the remote environment that we're in currently, we email the accommodation letter to each individual instructor as well as CCing the student. So the communication is clear to the instructor as well as to the student and the ADRC staff member. Again, that is something that needs to be done every semester. You do not need to complete an intake every semester, but you need to request your accommodations every semester. I will provide the link to request services in the Q&A, as well as just a general link if you need to just ask some questions after tonight. And if you have any additional questions, please reach out. I wish you all the best of luck, and we're here to support you during your success.
Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you so very much. Who are we with next? Oh, Chrissy, can you please share your full name, your title, department, and then answer the question, what are the advantages of joining a club or organization, and then how do students get involved?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I know you can't see me. I apologize, everyone. I don't have a computer. But my name is Chrissy Harris, and I'm the manager of Student Life and Campus Inclusion. So how do students get involved, and what's the advantage? So as we know, our students are here to be academically challenged, but we also work on the social aspect of our students, helping them get acclimated with working with people, starting organizations, founders of companies usually started clubs and organizations. They learn organizational skills being part of the clubs. They meet new people. We all know that part of success is not what you know, but who you know. So making sure our students work with other students who they may otherwise not have met is very important. We also connect our students to the different departments on campus. So as Cheryl mentioned, our Student Government Association, we collect student fees from students, but then we kick that money back out in different ways, scholarships, for child care, for DACA. So many different ways we try to engage our students and make sure that the social aspect of our students is thoroughly developed. So we look forward to seeing our students. We have about 30 clubs and organizations, and many times we have new students come in and create new clubs. So we look forward to our students coming in and starting something new. Thank you.
Thank you, Chrissy. Very much so appreciated that as well. Cheryl or Josh, can either of you, if you're responding, share your full name again, the title and department, and then answer these questions. What are the steps to the financial aid process, and how long does it take to complete?
I can go ahead and take this. My name is Josh Budderwhite. I'm the financial aid advisor at the Des Plaines campus. So the first part of the process is to apply for the FAFSA application for it's going to be the 21-22 application. It is, again, it's a free application that students can apply for. Once the application is signed, it takes about a week for Oakton to receive the application. And at that point, Oakton's going to send an email with more steps. The second part of the process is to complete their required documents on Verify FAFSA. Students cannot work on these documents until their FAFSA has been received. If you try to go ahead and work on these documents, you're going to get an error message. So we have to make sure your application's on file. And the main reason for that is sometimes students only have to submit about 1 or 2 documents, and other times it's 3 or 4. It just depends, and it's kind of all at random. Once those documents on Verify FAFSA have been submitted, it can take up to 6 to 8 weeks for the application or the process to be reviewed. That is just a general for the first time review. Again, once the review has started, if something else is needed, we'll send an email to the student, and then the student submits that document, and then they can let us know by emailing us or emailing the general inbox at financialaid@oakton.edu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and that's a wonderful segue for us also to hear from Faina again sharing your name, title, department. But if a student is to drop a course, how and when will they receive their money back?
Thank you, Elisa. Again, my name is Faina Vilk, and I am an accounting assistant. I represent the area of budget and accounting services, and I also work very closely with the cashier's office. So accounting will start processing tuition refunds 2 weeks after semester begins, and then continue bi-weekly until end of the term. The money will go back to the original method of payment. If you are a financial aid student or we received your payments via check or cash, we strongly encourage you to sign up for the e-refunds, which is a direct deposit, and it's available in bill and payment suite. There is a benefit to e-refunds where the checks do not get lost in the mail, you received your funds faster, and it eliminates that lost check that will require accounting to reissue a new one. If you have any other questions, I can put my email address. Also, I can provide the email for the cashier's office.
Thank you so much, Faina, again. Esperanza, if you could share your name and title and department prior to answering the following question. What are the qualifications for the TRIO program that we've been hearing wonderful things about? And what are the advantages of participating in the program?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Esperanza Salgado Rodriguez, and I am the TRIO program manager. Our TRIO program is a federally funded program that aims to help students succeed in college. Because it's a federally funded program, students must be eligible to participate. Eligible students are those who are U.S. citizens or permanent residents and meet at least one of the following 3 criteria. So they would be either a first-generation college student, meaning that their parents or the adults in their household don't have bachelor's degrees, have qualified income. So if the student is Pell eligible, they likely have qualified income, or have a documented disability. One of those 3 things makes a student eligible to be a TRIO program participant. The advantages of joining our TRIO program is that our TRIO staff becomes the student's primary academic advisor. So all of those amazing things that Naomi talked about earlier today in today's session, our team becomes that for the students, right? So we do all of that academic planning with the students, but our staff also becomes that kind of one-stop shop for a student to ask questions and get connected to resources across our campus. We provide opportunities for academic development. So like Tom mentioned, the workshops that we host with the Learning Center. We provide assistance with things like the Fafsa and figuring out financial aid. We provide a lot of substantial support for transfer information and helping a student navigate the transfer process. And more important than anything, we provide a welcoming environment and community for first-generation college students or students who are considered low income or students with a documented disability.
Thank you, Esty. Now I'd like to invite Angela to share some information on behalf of Career and Transfer Center. If you could share your name, your title, as well as, well, I just did the department, but you can do it again. And then also share what types of services and assistance does the office offer? And then if you can share a little bit more about what they do.
Sure, I'm Dr. Angela Anderson, and I serve as the interim coordinator for the Career and Transfer Center. Earlier in our panel, Alyssa made mention of some of our students and community members possibly needing support and retooling themselves to go out into the workforce or just educationally. And the CTC is where the magic happens. So the Career and Transfer Center is where the magic happens when it comes to this retooling process of our students and community members. So we offer a variety of services to our students and as well as to the community. And some of those services, I like to break them up into 3 areas. We have our career-related things, we have our transfer-related things, as the name implies, and then we also have some employment-related things. So under the career area, I like to really highlight some of the things that we do. We provide support with career exploration. I know that there may be some parents or family members or support systems that are used to the career exploration piece being you go someplace, someone gives you a test, and then you find out what you want to be when you grow up. And that's not necessarily what we default to in the Career and Transfer Center. That is a tool that we can use if it is appropriate, but we have so many other things that we use and that are available that are wonderful resources to help students kind of explore where it is that they are, where they're trying to go. We also offer some job search coaching as well as resume writing and support with cover letter preparation, as well as interviewing strategies. Under the transfer piece, which is equally as important, we have a space where we allow our colleagues from other campuses and colleges to come and meet with our students if they're looking to transfer to an institution so that they can learn more about that. We also facilitate and co-host various college fairs, and we have some wonderful transfer agreements, and our advisors are really aware of these as well. And some of those transfer agreements and partnerships are just so amazing. I'm thinking of the one that we offer with Northern Michigan University that connects our cannabis related certificates that we offer in our patient and dispensary care to actually being able to pursue a bachelor's degree in medicinal plant chemistry, even with an entrepreneurial focus. And then, of course, we have employment. And so we offer, in addition to the job search support that we offer, we also have on-campus recruitment where we will have employers in the community actually come on campus. Recently in the spring term, we actually facilitated and participated in a statewide virtual career fair. So that was a lot of fun. And we have a lot of resources and colleagues that we work with to make sure that we provide our students and community members with access to that. We have our job board, which is College Central. And then we also serve as the hub for our student employment. And so student employment can basically be broken up, I like to say, in two major categories. Categories where it's just you're on campus and you're working. And the other part of it can be tied to financial aid, because sometimes students will get what's called work study. And that's something that your student can talk to their assigned financial aid advisor about. And when we're doing our student employment, students are able to actually work on campus a maximum of 20 hours per week. They must be enrolled 6 hours, so 6 credit hours of coursework. And those hours must be in degree or certificate related programs. And they must also be in good academic standing in order to be considered for employment as a student employee. And our payment as far as wages can range anywhere from $12 to $13 per hour, depending on experience and on the actual position and department. So the Career and Transfer Center is so excited to have you all here to learn more about who we are, what we do, how we can support you, how we can support your students. If not just your students, we can support you too as the parent or the support system, because we work with our community members as well. So please be sure to connect with us. We like to say that we're small and mighty. We're a small team, but we're very mighty, because all of the things that I've listed really does connect out to all of the different departments that are listed here and that my colleagues are speaking of for the student affairs area. So that is all that I have. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat and I will answer them.
Thank you so much, Angela. Kari, I have a question for you. Prior to answering, I'd like to ask that you share your full name, your title and department as well. And I know that you've also been answering questions in the chat around advising, but how does a student get connected with an academic advisor and to blend the question that came through the chat as well as the one that we posed? If you could share as they're approaching the term prior to registering, and then also throughout the term. And then if you can share a little bit more about the ways in which our students can connect with an advisor, that'd be great.
Sure. Welcome, everyone. My name is Kari Susans, and I am one of the academic advisors at Oakton. We now have 13 academic advisors between the two campuses that work in the Office of Advising Transitions and Student Success. As you've heard from some of my other colleagues, other departments do serve as advisors as well, such as TRIO, athletics, if your son or daughter is a student athlete, or if they get into one of our limited health related programs, such as nursing. But we in the Office of Advising Transitions and Student Success work with students from matriculation or admission all the way through graduation. And we are very much generalists. So during the summer, when a student has completed his or her online orientation and placement and done, the last step on their new student checklist is to schedule an advising session. So they are scheduled with any advisor whose availability matches the student's availability. And during those sessions, we really talk through a student's interests. As Nini was saying, we talk about, do they have prior credit through AP or another college or university? What are their goals? And we put together a plan for the first semester, whether it's one class, upwards of 5 classes. We help them from start to finish get registered for the fall. Then during the first month of school, the new students will all be assigned to an advisor based on a loose alphabetical breakdown and their preferred campus, Skokie or Des Plaines. And that will be their assigned advisor for the remainder of the time at Oakton. So once your student is assigned his or her advisor in September, we will reach out to our new students to invite them to come to an educational planning one-on-one to introduce ourselves if we didn't happen to meet with them during the summer. Then we will encourage them to meet with us at least once a semester, if not more, to put together or fine-tune their educational plan, to talk through what their transfer plans might be, to help them with that transfer process, connect them to the events that the Career and Transfer Center might be doing with college fairs, etc. If a student does apply and get accepted to the TRIO program, they would transition from our general advising over to TRIO, or again, if they were to become a student athlete, they would be connected there or one of the health programs. So we really see it as a mutual relationship between us as advisors and the student, and we want to collaborate and partner together to help the student reach their educational goals. So we look forward to working with all of you this summer, getting you registered, and as we get assigned in the fall.
Excuse me. Thank you so very much, Kari. We have a few more questions, and if there are any questions that come through the chat after we wrap up with the pre-written questions, if we're unable to get to them live, we will follow up in the recap email to everyone with additional answers, just to let everyone know. So now I'd like to turn it over to Justin in athletics to share your name, your title, reiterate your department since I just said it, and then also if you can share a little bit more about how students can get involved with Oakton athletics.
All right, thank you, Alyssa. So I'm Justin Corbett. I'm the athletic advisor and compliance specialist here. All right, so some ways that you can get involved or students can get involved with Oakton athletics, there are really 4 avenues you can take. All right, so the first avenue is the Intercollegiate Sports route. All right, so this is the traditional way our student athletes attend or get to Oakton. They're either recruited from their high school varsity sport for one or more of the 12 sports we offer here. All right, so we offer men's, women's basketball, cross country, men's, women's golf, men's, women's soccer, softball, as well as tennis. All right, we also offer baseball as well. All right, so if your student wasn't recruited here, there's still an opportunity to join one of our sports teams. We do offer a student questionnaire on our webpage at oakton-owls.com, and I'll put that in the chat after I'm done speaking, but you can fill out that survey, that questionnaire, and then we'll have your information on file. We'll be able to get it to the coach of your choosing to kind of get that ball rolling in that area. All right, so if you're interested in intercollegiate sports, but not necessarily playing, we do have opportunities for you from the team manager standpoint or the athletic department help. All right, so if you have a student that's interested in coaching, our team manager opportunities are a great experience. You know, you help with everything from practice setup to practice breakdown, game day operations, equipment help, and just overall day-to-day operations within the sport. All right. So again, if you have a student that's interested in coaching, again, those are great opportunities, and that is a scholarship opportunity as well. All right. Another opportunity is our athletic department help. All right. So we do have opportunities where if you have a sports management major, there are opportunities to, help out, whether it's paperwork in the office, whether it's marketing on one of our social media pages, writing articles on events or successes we had during the year. Again, those are great things to add to your resume, great things that'll look good and ultimately help you as you move on to your 4-year school. All right, so another avenue that you can take is the intramurals. So this is my favorite. COVID has kind of sidelined this, for the last year or two. But again, intramurals are a great opportunity for everybody to come together. All right, I always call sports is the great equalizer, right? It brings everybody from every angle, every crack of this earth together for one common goal, which is to win, right? And that's the whole goal of intramurals is for everyone to connect with each other, connect with faculty, connect with staff, and just have a great time and build those relationships. All right, so we have everything from table tennis to basketball to flag football. I don't know, even, cricket. We could try to make something happen with there. That's been a popular sport for some reason. So hopefully we can probably try to get that out there for you. But again, intramurals is a great opportunity for everybody to come together. Another avenue is the fitness center. All right, so our fitness center is on the Des Plaines campus. I love it. I'm in there every time I'm on campus. It has everything from, Olympic platforms to auxiliary machines to every auxiliary equipment that you can think of. So if you're a heavy lifter, power lifter, sports, into that, we have that. Or if you're just a casual fitness person, we have everything for you in there as well. So again, health is wealth. So we always want to preach that. We want to see you in the fitness center, see the students in the fitness center and utilizing that opportunity there. And then the last way to be a part of Oakton Athletics is the personal training and our PED courses. All right, so we do offer one-on-one personal training with our fitness center specialists. They can teach you how to lift weights. They can teach you how to exercise, teach you how to eat properly. We do offer those. And we also offer them from an educational standpoint. All right, so if you want to take a class and get a credit for it, we do have that. So we have everything from first aid, nutrition, yoga, basketball 101, soccer 101, right? So anything that you want to learn and possibly get a credit for, we have that as well. All right, so again, those are the main ways to be a part of Oakton Athletics. Please follow us on Twitter at Oakton Owls, and also visit our website at oakton-owls.com.
Thank you, Justin. In the interest of time, I am going to still do the final two questions. And then again, any outstanding Q&A that are not answered in the chat feature will be answered in the follow-up email. This question is for Laura. Again, can you share your full name, department and title, and then also answer the question, how long does a student have to actually register for Fall 21 classes? And what if they want to actually switch classes after they've registered?
Good evening, everybody. I'm so excited that you've all stayed with us this entire time. I hope to answer this question for you. I'm Laura Sewell, Admissions Operations Coordinator at Oakton, and I also serve as the PDSO for our international student population. My primary location is at Des Plaines, but I have traveled to Skokie as well. And we do have an enrollment center at both campuses. So the Enrollment Center really is the one-stop shop for students to come and get their questions answered. Anything related to admission or applying to the school, class registration, making payments alongside with the cashier's office. And we can also help answer general information and questions about the financial aid process. So really kind of a broad spectrum of things that we can help you with. And if you want to send us an email, we're always happy to help you answer that way as well. It's enrollmentcenter@oakton.edu. To answer your specific question about fall registration, it's open now. Students can continue to register up until the very first day of that specific class. And as long as there's still seats available, and you can look at the maximum capacity for each course on the class schedule. So as long as the course hasn't started and it still has seats open, you should be able to register for it. In regards to changing classes, students are able to add and drop after the classes start, but there is going to be some information there that you need to be aware of in regards to your tuition and refund deadline for each course. So that's going to be in your My Oakton account on your concise student schedule. You would definitely want to take a look at that before you make any changes to your schedule after the first day, because there are specific refund deadlines that go along with each course. If you're changing to a different section, the courses will still adhere to those same refund deadlines, meaning you could still be billed for the course that you're dropping, even if you're changing it out for the exact same course, just a different section. So if you have questions regarding that, please feel free to contact the Enrollment Center before you make those changes to your registration. If you're changing from Psych 101 to Psych 101 in a different section, we may be able to help you navigate that process so that you will get the full refund for your original section. So definitely contact the Enrollment Center so that we can assist you with making that change without penalty. We definitely recommend that students add and drop classes prior to the first day of the semester, but we do understand that things happen after that point. So definitely feel free to reach out to us by email so we can help you with that. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Laura. And then our last question for the evening, Mel or Keith, when you do reintroduce yourself, can you answer the question, what does counseling services provide and if there is a fee at Oakton?
Hi, I'm Mel Battistoni. I'm a counselor located in the Wellness Center. Counseling services provides personal counseling, so this includes, any sort of crisis a student is going with, along with proactive counseling. So this could look like working on identity exploration, communication skills, coping skills, stress management, finding school, life, work balance, anything of that nature. So we really encourage students to be proactive about their mental health. We also offer group counseling and different wellness programs throughout the year, and everything is completely free. So just like tutoring, it is already a part of your tuition and fees. So we encourage you to reach out. You can make an appointment either by calling the Wellness Center or emailing the Wellness Center. And right now, all of our services are remote. And we are located on both campuses when we go back in person. So, yep, that is what I have for you.
Thank you so much, Mel. Again, everyone, thank you so much for staying with us this evening, for joining us, for engaging with us. Again, all of the wonderful questions that have been posed in the Q&A, and then also for the great wealth of information shared by our faculty and staff. As I mentioned in the beginning, we will be sending a recording to all attendees this evening, as well as a copy of the PowerPoint. We will also, if there were any outstanding questions due to time constraints, we will be sure to answer those in the email as well. And we wish you, your students, and you as well as you embark upon this journey with them, the best of success. Please note those that are present and know that this is the beginning of a wonderful network on your Oakton journey. Thank you again for joining us tonight. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at advising@oakton.edu. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. Bye.